make your grid slide. All right, let's see if that affects them. Coming up, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And we're off racing here in Portugal. Round 4 for Summit League Racing Mckeon Division. And it looks like it didn't affect Risks at all as he keeps the lead ahead of Corey. But some shenanigans going down in the midfield, especially for P3. You got Simba and Race Roller coming into it. Spend with Ham. You got Hammy up there as well. Can't forget about Ham. Because we're almost got some side-by-side action up that hill. Coming into the first hairpin of turn 5. See if anyone is going to get a little aggressive. Maybe jump on a position, perhaps. Now coming up the hill. The uphill Bahrain, as I like to call it. Turn 8. Very easy to lose the rear end. And just a reminder to all the newbies out there listening. These guys, all 20 drivers, use no traction control. So, very easy to lose the rear end. But these guys make it look fucking easy. I'll be honest with you guys. It's just fun to watch. We got Ham right on the heels of Simba. Everyone in close proximity to each other. Try and give everyone some love. Looks like Jam has moved up quite a few positions. Up into P12 right now. I believe he started in P17 if I'm not mistaken. So the Aston doing very well on that soft compound. Taking advantage of that tire. Looks like Ham has made the move on Simba for P4. Crispy going a little wide there out of turn 1. Luckily, he doesn't get compromised too badly. We have our championship leader, Snipes, here in P8. We're just on board with him. And he's literally watching Crispy go wide at pretty much almost every corner. And if Crispy doesn't watch his P's and Q's, he can easily get a 3-second time penalty. And there was some contact there from the Alpha and the Williams. Hopefully, they don't get affected too much. I don't think there's any damage to the Alfa Romeo. But we can't 100% tell. They could be like a light yellow-ish, and we would never know here on in the broadcast booth. So, unfortunately, such is life. But as it stands, what I can tell you, Elite Risks is in first place. Has kept that lead ahead of Corey. But Corey on that medium compound, technically the slower tire, is staying with the Aston Martin, not letting him out of DRS range at this point in time. And of course, DRS will be activated on this lap right here. So we got Ham, Simba, Finn. Take a look. I think someone just went into the pits, by the way. And just take a look at the position changes for some of our drivers. You can see Jam, probably the biggest winner, up 7 spots in P10. So yeah, looking fucking solid right now. I believe, yeah, I can't really remember because last week was a little bit of a blur. But yeah, Jam, I think, was my driver of the day last week. And definitely showing why. Meanwhile, his brother up here in P4 in the Ferrari. And they're looking solid up here. The top 5 at least. All kind of in a train with each other. And I guess that's kind of typical with regards to Mckeon Division. All these drivers like to stay really relatively close to each other. It's literally just one mistake, or usually, actually, to be honest with you guys, these guys are usually so fucking consistent. It's usually just the pit stops that actually separates these drivers for the most part. So you come around turn 15 for the 3rd time. So I guess the questions here will be, when will the soft start to fall off? As he's actually picked up a 1-second gap at certain points from Corey. And then there's other corners where, you know, Corey starts catching up. So you never, I don't know. We'll have to see how this plays out between Risks and Corey. Of course, Corey's got Race Roller to deal with and Hammy Dammy over here. And it looks like the first time penalty, Sem speeding in the pit lane. There must have been an incident here in the background that we didn't see. You can see Sem getting a new front wing. So I think it's safe to assume something happened between Crispy and Sem. And they were up in the field earlier. Unfortunately, obviously, I didn't catch that, though. Man, we got a lot of close battles here. Oh, someone's just went off. I just saw that on my mini-map. I think that is Sem coming out of the pits. And now it looks like he's fucking driving on ice right now. Cutting through the entire track. I am shocked he doesn't have like 50 seconds of time penalties for cutting the goddamn track. But obviously, yeah, 10 seconds. There we go. There it comes. So, I guess it's safe to say, ladies and gentlemen, this is not Sem's day. Meanwhile, Risks has finally pulled that 1 second gap. Corey does not have DRS assistance, and he's going to try and pull away from him, who is on fucking fuego right now. He's ripping through. Slowly but surely, he's making his way through the field. And I know personally from the history of Summit that Ham is not going to be content with that P3 position. He's definitely going to want at least one or two. So we'll just keep an eye on these medium tires, especially as we go longer and longer. The mediums are definitely going to get more advantageous than the softs. And that's going to be the big thing. When is Elite going to come in? As Elite almost forced himself into a two-stop strategy, perhaps. I guess, yeah, the biggest question, how long will the softs last? Are they going to last 10 laps? Are they going to last 11? If they last less than 10 laps, you have to almost assume it's going to be a two-stop strategy. Lap 12 to 14 if going mediums is drastic. Probably 8 to 10 if hards. Interesting. Well, we're going to have to see here. Because Corey is right on the ass of Elite Risks right now. So I would assume that the Aston kind of losing some rubber on the boots. We'll see how this plays out. Merckx, sorry for Merckx. He's obviously having some connection issues. I can see that on the bottom. Poor guy. We got a fucking massive train also back here. Look at this. Griffiths coming up on the inside. Holy fuck. Oh, he's trying a little switch back there. Griffiths coming up on the inside of Riggsy. Can he do it, though? Of course, this is flat out, and I think he's going to get it. That is pretty goddamn sexy, I'm not going to lie. Griffiths, of course, our last season winner of the Portuguese Grand Prix. But this is, of course, a brand new game, brand new season. And he sits in P10 as we speak. Let's go back up to the field. See Elite Risks holding P1 steadily, or I guess barely at this point. Corey is really putting the pressure on the Aston Martin right now. And everyone kind of waiting in the wings, if you will. Especially here in the top 5. Literally, if one person makes a mistake in this top 5, the other competitors are just going to be like, thank you very much. Like, peace the fuck out. Oh, Merckx. Oh, actually, I just saw Merckx has gone off the track completely. Now, there's no virtual safety car. There's no safety car. So, I mean, knock on wood, we can continue this race without any interference by Burt Mylander, but... You know, we'll see. Still only, what, 8 laps into this race? Lots of racing to go. Let's go back up to the top. Corey getting so fucking close to Risk. He's just not able to do anything. And you know what the real big surprise is? Risk, 48% battery, whereas comparison, Corey is obviously using the battery He's got DRS advantage. He's obviously not able to capitalize just as of yet, but he is very close. Because if you guys remember, very start of this race, the gap was 1 second, and it looked like Risk was gaining. But obviously, as the race continues on, the tires, the softs just degrade faster and faster, and these mediums become, you know, a better tire. But it really just, I don't know. When do you guys think? When do you guys think Corey is going to be able to get the move done? Or is he going to have to wait for Risk to actually, you know, take a risk and make a mistake, perhaps? I don't know. Ham waiting in the wings, or the winds, sorry. Same with Race, Roller, and Simba. Let's go down back through the field. Let's give some other guys some love. Oh. One guy that Drastic says lap 10. All right, so we'll go back to them on lap 10, Drastic. Okay. We'll listen to you, Drastic. Sounds like a good move. Check out P15. Arbin obviously doesn't need to make the move on Evoke, but when you're back here, you always want to try and make as many overtakes as you possibly can. Let's be real. I have a really big train here, actually. I just noticed that. P6 all the way down to P13. Like, and this is lap 9 of 33. Like, god damn it. What is this, a fucking... This is literally a fucking... a shit show right here. Everyone has DRS to help each other kind of defend the other person. And, of course, the engine of this so-called train is our championship leader, Snipes, sitting in P6 on that hard compound and looking pretty good, actually. I'm kind of confident in that hard compound. I'm curious to see what kind of strategy, if he's going to go and stay out as long as he can, maybe switch to the softs, or if he's going to, you know, do an early shift and go on to the mediums. All to be decided, I guess, later. We have our third retirement of this session, folks. That is the Williams of Crispy. Had a half-decent qualifying session, if you guys don't remember, but obviously the race going to be something that they are going to want to forget, probably. And hopefully they come back stronger next week in round 5. No idea where the fuck we're going, but I will find out in the interview section of the stream. I promise. Told you this track gonna get no drama. The walls are too far away. But this is the lap, says Drastic. Okay. So Drastic really killing my vibes right now. You're making me depressed and wanting to take a shot of whiskey. I'm not gonna lie, because I do want some drama. Who doesn't want drama? Let's be honest. We do want. I mean, I hate it for the person who incurs the drama, but as fans, as spectators, we always, of course, want that drama. And then, of course, in the interviews, we can always ask the people, like, what the fuck happened, bro? What happened? And we can get a good laugh. You know, I am kind of surprised, though, that Snipes is 6.3 seconds behind, I guess, our leader train, I guess, if you will. So Snipes obviously just, you know, kind of in a world of his own, doing his own thing, but at least he's holding off the McLarens, which as a McLaren fan, I hate, but for Snipes, Alfa Romeo fans, you gotta love it. And Snipes is killing it, showing us why he is our championship leader in the standings. Looks like, can I hear that? Fucking, is that? Yeah, I think there's some connection issues for me. Engine sounds like a fucking piece of shit, but hopefully that didn't come across to you guys. Anyways, let's go back up here. Drastic, your prognostication did not come to fruition. Corey is still behind Risks. And literally, it's just, I don't know, it seems like he's comfortable here. He has gained some battery in comparison to Risk. If you might guys remember, Risk had pretty much 20% more battery than Corey at one point in time. Now they're pretty much even. Corey a little more. Ham is up there as well. Actually, Race Roller down to 27%. It's actually kind of interesting to see. And you can see Simba. So actually Simba was using the ERS to keep up with these guys. And now that he's running low, he is falling back slowly but surely. At least we got a four-way train, right? We got Risks, Corey, Ham, and Roller ripping around Portimao, lap 12 of 33. And wow, Simba has taken a 3-second time penalty. You have to assume that he was maybe getting a little frustrated with the fact that he was falling back from the top 4, but it's no fault of his own. Like he's just used too much battery. He won't have the same straight line speed anymore. And unfortunately, I think he's just going to have to be content with that position, try and hold himself in, or keep the composure in his head and not give up any more time, because Snipes is 6 seconds behind, and I don't think he's going to fall too much further behind, if you know what I mean. So another time penalty could just give up P5 altogether, which would be terrible. And don't get me started if a fucking safety car comes out. These guys are so goddamn close to each other. One safety car, one VSC, and literally one penalty can cost you this entire fucking race. So, yeah. And look at these top three. They're almost like, I feel like they're literally just waiting for each other to make a fucking mistake. They kind of just don't force the issue. At least Corey, oh, maybe. Look at this. Corey going through on the inside. We're going to see it. It's Elite Risks. Finally down into P2. It's Corey has taken the position. Risk going a little wide. Getting compromised in Ham. Going up the inside of turn 3. Hammy Dammy. Trying back by Elite. Will regain the position. There's another DRS zone though. Luckily for Risk, he will have DRS, but he's coming around the outside. Oh my goodness. There's a little bit of contact between the Ferrari and the Aston. A little bit of switchback perhaps. No. Ham will stay in P3 and Risk will stay in P4 or 2, sorry. Wow. What a battle. I'm sure we're going to see more as the laps continue on. Race Roller sitting in P4, just, you know, I'm sure just enjoying this as all you spectators are. It's kind of just waiting, praying to God that one of these drivers probably makes a mistake and you can just grab a free podium position. I think that's what Race Roller is praying for at this point. Well, you see Aston going deep into some of these deeper into some of these corners than Ham, so the softs definitely falling off. You can actually visually see the Aston getting compromised as we are on board with Roller here. And yeah, there we go. Risks not compromising himself anymore, going into the pits. We're going to see what kind of tire he's going to come out on as well. That'll be very important for him. Is he going to go into the mediums, maybe for a 2-stop? Is he going to go into the hards and stay for the 1-stop? Let's see. Mediums, ladies and gentlemen. So I have to ask, will the mediums last 20 full laps? I guess that is the biggest question. Because, let's be honest, if they're not going to last 20 laps, then he better pray for a safety car, or he better, you know, pray that everyone else is doing a fucking 2-stop, right? But what do I know, right? I'm literally 7 hours away from... Actually, no. I'm from the same city that Nicholas Latifi is in. So, what the fuck do I know, right? Yo, my McLaren boys, though, getting nice and close with Snipes. And, let's see. I'm actually going to be curious to see when the hards are going to come into their own. We've seen that the medium, or the softs, obviously started to fall off. So the next tire obviously will be the mediums. And you may think that the hard guys are going to go maybe for a 1-stop strategy, just play it safe and go on to the mediums. Jeez, Murphy, oh my goodness, there's a move up the inside. Jan and Griffiths having a little dance, if you will. Griffiths less than 10% battery, and now you can see that flashing light anytime you're below 10%, and you see, and you're especially a Mckeon driver, and you see that fucking flashing red light ahead of you. It's literally blood in the water. As we have Sora taking a 3-second time penalty. Let's move back up through the field. We got Roller right behind him. So Elite Risks is now in P13. Complete clean air. There is no one pretty much behind him. There's what, two and a half behind him, but he's got an 8-second gap between the car himself and the car ahead. Man, Finn, is he going to get the move done on Snipes finally? Coming up around in the inside, and that is P5 for Finn. But of course, another DRS section is about to come up here. Don't forget about up the hill. Turn 4. Here we go. Snipes. Nice and close to the McLaren. Getting that slipstream. Here comes the Alfa Romeo. Having a look on the inside. Things better. Just slots right back in. That's such fucking great braking control. I swear to God, like, if it was me, I would have just smashed right into the McLaren. Like, that was... It almost seemed like he was not compromised by fucking... what am I talking about? Air drag. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Actually, didn't look like it. It was just clean as fuck. Anyways, I'm gonna stop simping off these drivers. Looks like Ham falling a little behind Corey here. Dropped off a full second now. He might be susceptible to an overtake from Race Roller now. Sorry, guys. I don't know if I... sometimes when I'm going on board with cars, sometimes I hear, like, some weird engine shit. Hopefully it doesn't happen for you guys, but... Got Snipes coming in to the pits. And as you guys can see, he was on that hard compound, so... Coming onto the mediums a little early, going for that undercut. We'll see how that works out. This will be a real true test to see... how the undercut works here, or, you know, if staying out actually works in their benefits. Still got Midzi right behind Finn. Nice DRS train, I guess, if you will, between Finn and Sparks. I guess the big thing I'm going to be curious about now is when these medium guys are going to come in. They still look to be ripping it, and they're 17-lap-old mediums. We're over halfway done this race. So obviously the medium's lasting a lot longer than I think some people may have thought. I'm really going to be curious to see now where Elite Risks is going to come out once everyone starts to box. He is ripping it through. He has the fastest lap of the race. And the way these guys are ripping it, because if you're on full lap or full fuel, sorry, and you're able to do what, 17 laps, 18 laps, it's actually maybe possible that you could do 20 laps with reduced fuel, with less degradation to the rubber. This could be an amazing Elite Risk strategy. And you know what's really exciting too? I don't think I've ever had an interview with Elite Risks, so it'll be nice to actually have a fucking talk with the person for once. It's always fun to talk to a person for the first time. Oh, I just saw Hammy. Hammy in the Ferrari. He was sitting in P2. He has now gone into the pits on lap 18. Or I guess he's done pretty much 19 laps, let's be real. But, yeah, he is now the first of those 3 drivers in the pits. Maybe he can try and get a jump on Corey. I'm sure that'll be the goal. Or even necessarily just getting ahead of Race Roller, let's be real. Corey ripping through. Let's see if Corey or even Roller, for that matter, respond. We have Snipes, who has just taken the fastest lap of this race. So Snipes obviously pushing through on that new fresh set. We got a lot of guys who have just come into the pits. A couple guys haven't. Pretty much half the grid has, half the grid hasn't. Still wait for Evoke and Arbon. The grid is so goddamn close. It's ridiculous. Well, B Midzy holding P3 ahead of Metal. And then, of course, you got Season 10 winner BRT Griffiths. And just as I kind of thought, Corey and Race Roller not allowing Ham to get the undercut like maybe necessarily he had wanted. Quite a few guys actually coming in. And let's see where Ham is going to come out in retrospect to Corey and Risks. And, of course, Roller. And, oh, my goodness, that's close. Yeah, he just got past Corey. God damn. That was close. But Elite Risks, the undercut from soft to medium. You can see a 7-second gap. So the biggest question here is going to be, can Ham on the soft compound get rid of fucking 7 seconds? And there you go, Risks ahead of Griffiths, no problem. And he retakes the lead of this race. Griffiths, you have to assume, is going to be coming in very soon. Getting on a fresh pair of softs. Now that we know the softs will definitely last at least 13 laps, especially with fucking the minimal fuel that these cars have now. Yo, Corey is right there too, though. And you can see, as I was saying earlier, a lot of the times that I've been doing Mckeon division, especially for the first like 10, 13 laps, before the first pit stop, a lot of these cars, or a lot of these drivers, very close to each other. There's usually long fucking DRS trains. But the real separation occurs in the pits. It's ridiculous. One thing I have noticed, though, what was it, 7 seconds when Ham came out between Risks? The gap is now 5.4. I got to keep an eye on that gap. Maybe Corey pushing Ham. Because obviously you guys can see, Corey is wanting to take P2, but Ham obviously wants to keep P2. So they're going to drive faster and faster and faster, and maybe that'll degrade the tires faster. Maybe that'll just get them closer to Risks eventually. Maybe they're just pushing each other. Maybe they're just giving each other slipstream. Maybe they're just friends. Who knows? Let the controversy begin. The fresh rubber, though, definitely, you can see, so much more advantageous. Finn having a look on Evoke, coming up on the inside, and that is very nicely done from the McLaren P8 as Evoke 20-lap old mediums. Oh, I saw Snipes maybe clip the back of the Alfa Romeo coming up the inside there. And hopefully no damage to our championship leader. Here we go, Evoke. Jesus, Murphy. Evoke is actually coming up on the inside. He's going to try and go for a double. No, he's not. He had to be really, really aggressive on the braking. And, yeah, Snipes and Finn easily taking that position. I'm sure he's going to want to come in. He stayed out maybe, I think, a little too long, folks. Meanwhile, we'll go back up to the top. Man, I cannot stand that sound. I hope it really is not on stream. But Ham and Corey are ripping through this fucking track right now. Yes, I know they have what? They're on the fresher compound and they're what? 6 or 5 laps younger tires. But at the same time, you got to give them credit. They are ripping through. The gap was 7 seconds when they came out of the pits. Ow. And Ham and Corey, it just honestly feels like they are pushing each other. And the way they're going, they're going to make it. What, there's 11 laps left in this race. There's a lot of racing to go. You see Elite Risks is now in sight of our drivers here in the podium. This is actually going to be a crazy finale. Before we get to that battle, let me try and give some love to the guys here. You got Finn right behind Snipes. He's right behind Jam. Of course, a reminder to the ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to do this right quick. Here is the driver standings. You guys can see to the left. Top 10, of course, get points just like real F1. This could be toy. So we're officially 10 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. And Corey and Ham having a side-to-side battle. Here we go. And neither of them wanting to give an inch as we go through 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it looks like Corey is going to win out for the time being. But, of course, Ham has the DRS. Having a look up on the inside of turn 5. Going to pull a Carlos Sainz. Forcing Corey wide. Oh, baby. Yo, Corey's like, yo, fuck you, bud. Coming back up on the inside. These guys are running low on battery, too. At least Corey is. That was some great side-to-side action between the two. Looks like Corey is going to win out for the time being, though. Staying ahead in P2. Ham is right there, though. The battling, though, is kind of allowing Elite Risk to maybe pull a little ahead. Oh, no, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey and Ham have officially caught up to Risks. I think you all will agree with me when I say this, though. I think the one negative between Corey and Ham is they have no battery left. They've literally been battling with each other. So in comparison to Risks, you know what I mean? Like, and of course I don't know, it's just good. Even though they're 6 lap younger tires, it's going to be weird. There's so many mathematics, I don't want to think about it. All I can guarantee you guys is any mistake by one of these drivers. Oh my goodness. Any mistake by one of these drivers, and it will cost them dramatically. Let's go down through the field. Let's look at Ham's brother, Jam, putting on pressure on our championship leader. This is pretty much like another train, I guess, if you will, behind P7, all the way down to P11. And you have to think metal on that soft compound. Definitely wanting to get past the McLaren sooner rather than later. And the longer he stays behind the McLarens, is, you know, probably more than he's going to stay past. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I've just seen it. Up ahead, Corey has made the move on Risks. So there you have it. Now it's Ham's turn. Ham. Oh, man, Elite went defensive there on the inside, and Ham is going to get compromised. That was very nice defensive driving from Risks. Gave him enough room, plenty of room, but just forced him on that inside line. And I'm sure Ham is going to be wanting to return the favor as we go through the pit, or the main straight one more time. Just has to keep close through this windy roller coaster, if you will. It's up and down, side to side, like a roller coaster. That is literally, that should be the Portugal's fucking theme song. What do you guys think, man? This is going to be intense. Ham, I'm sure, just wants to get past Risk. Does not want to allow Corey to get too far ahead. Here we go. Oh my goodness. No, look at that. He ran out of battery and he just lost. It almost died, it looked like there. The straight line speed there. Ham is just trying to get by to no avail. This is ridiculous. Attempt number 3. Oh, I think Risk got held up there. Ham's going to have that outside line. He's going to try to switch back. Yes, he is. Here goes Ham up the inside. He's got no battery. He just can't get the fucking speed down on those exits. It's so close. And all credit to Risks, too. He's keeping up with Corey. He's not allowing Corey to get away with this. So you may think like, oh yeah, Corey's going to run away with this. No problem. No, maybe not. I mean, our top 3 just literally separated by pretty much less than a second each. It's going to be ridiculous, I think, all the way to the end. I'm going to try and give some more love to this other train in here in the back. I feel like this train has gone on quite a bit as well. Of course, Snipes being the engine, if you will. And Griffiths being the caboose. Griffiths was our Season 10 winner. Singing P12 just out of the points. It looks like Finn just got double overtaken by his teammate. And oh my goodness, there's some... Oh boy, there's controversy. That is controversy there. You know something happened. Now we go down into turn 5. You got Jam, Finn, Metal. Oh, we got fucking Finn coming up on the inside of Jam there. And gonna take the position. That was a nice move. Let's take a look at the instant replay. You got live to the left. And, oh, something happened. No, never mind. We have someone retiring in the pits. That is our 4th driver. Or sorry, I should say 4th retirement, not 4th driver. But anyways, you guys know what I mean. Meanwhile, Ham, right on the ass of Risks. And you can see just literally 0% battery. Is he going to be able to get them? No. And Risks is also low. Jesus Christ, folks. You can tell Ham just wants to get by. Now, is this the moment? Ham up the inside, coming into turn 5. And he's going to get it. He's going to hold it. Risks is fighting back. He is right behind him, but I think the Ferrari going to hold him off for the time being. Corey, the positive thing, he's actually going to gain a little bit of time between those two, which might leave Ham susceptible, because of course Ham won't have DRS to help himself defend against Risk coming up against on these straights here. You know, this battle for the podium positions is really all up for grabs. Excuse me. So anyways, we got at least that train is still with us. Snipes is kind of pulled away from the McLaren duo. So the battle for the points is still on. Jam is in P10 as it stands. But of course, Griffiths, I'm sure, would love to get that final points position. Someone just went off. I can't tell who actually that was, though. Oh, no, that was Sora. Sorry. Sorry, it was just getting out of the way. Blue flags. So what? 3.5 laps to go. And I'm sure Risks just wants to stay with him. Just wants to fucking stay with him and at least maybe make it overtake towards the end of the race. Maybe retake P2. The softs look pretty good, though. Ham trying to regain that 1 second gap between himself and Corey so he can have DRS and help himself defend against Risks. Okay, I'm going to stop doing onboards. I'm sorry, guys. It's fucking giving me a goddamn headache. All right, well. 3 laps to go. Oh, someone went in the pits. That was Griffiths. 5-second temp. Yeah, that's a retirement right there. So our 5th driver retiring. Obviously, they didn't think they were going to get any points, and they've retired from the session. Kind of sad to see, but such is racing, my friends. And I can tell you, racing don't give a fuck about your feelings. Sadly enough. I cared. I care, ladies and gentlemen. But the game, well, it's made by EA, and that's all I really need to fucking say at that point. EA don't give no 2 fucks about your goddamn feelings. Snipes doing a solid job sitting in P7. At least getting some much needed points towards his championship lead. I think he'll actually be able to keep it, too. I'm just doing quick maths in my head. So we got, what, 2 laps to go, folks. And I guess we'll keep an eye on the top. We got Elite Risks. Staying within attack range of Ham, but not able to get the move done. And of course, he's basically got 1.5 laps to do this here. Corey doing a solid job, though. You gotta give him credit. Ever since he made that move on Elite, been able to hold that gap, been able to do his thing. And literally our top 3 drivers, like they all, what, 20% or less battery. You can tell these guys are really pushing it, really trying here. Obviously, as a spectator, it's unfortunate we haven't seen any crashes or anything, you know, like crazy shenanigans. But then when you look at it on the other side from a technical standpoint, it's been some good fucking racing. And that's what we have here. The final lap of the race. Elite has 1 DRS section to go. It'll just be after the uphill of turn 4. Can he get a half decent exit compared to Ham? As we go down into the hairpin, 0.6 is the gap, and that is not going to be close enough. And ladies and gentlemen, as it stands, this has just been a masterclass of driving skill. It has been the most entertaining. I guess the best way I could describe it, or I guess the best way I can compare it to, is kind of like watching a UFC fight. Everyone wants to see the knockout. No one wants to see a grappling match. You know what I mean? This has just been a grappling match. But if you're a fucking jiu-jitsu fan and you know what, grappling, then you can appreciate for what it's worth. You know what I mean? That's the best way I can describe it. It's not really entertaining to the normal fan. It's not going to make TikToks, but it's still fucking good watch. Nonetheless, Corey coming across the line and doing a little selly for the ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I gotta love it. Corey, P1, Ham P2, Risk in P3, Roller in P4. And Simba going to be coming across the line, but with the time penalty, will lose the position to Snipes. So Snipes, our championship leader, getting pretty much a free 2 points there. And we'll come home in P5. Let's take a look at the position changes for our drivers. So you see Jam up 8 positions, Brother up 4. So him and Jam have done a significant job there. You gotta love it. Well, that is the way she crumbles sometimes, folks. All right, I'm just going to roll through the entire grid so Shut the Metal doesn't beat my ass with a wooden pole. There we go. Corey in P1, Ham P2, Risk in P3, Roller P4, Snipes in P5, Simba P6, Riggsy in P7, Midzy in P8, Jam P9, Finn in P10. And that, yeah, Finn in P10 now. Round out our points. I'm just going to go to the bottom. Here you guys go. Metal 11, Sparks 12, Zydra 13, Arbin 14, Sora 15, Griffith 16, Evoke 17, Crispy 18, Mercs 19, and Sem to round us out in P20. Also, fastest lap did go to Griffiths, but of course, not finishing in the top 10, so we'll not get that point.